Welcome to Poets from the Neighborhood. My name is Sandy Coomer.
And I'm Bruce Jennings. We hope you'll enjoy the poems we'll be reading today, poems written by your friends and neighbors. Our first poem is one that I wrote, called Lost Child. You never forget where you were when you were told. Taken apart, then put back. You don't notice alteration except when you cannot find the moon. Lying in the dark, like a wasp in a web, stinging furiously at memories without mercy. The child you dropped off at school the first day clings to your leg and pleads to stay with you. As the teacher pulls him away, you turn but don't look back. Later, you look again through the classroom window and see a child in the midst of others, swimming in life. Then you know the limitations of sorrow. But as for grief, after 20 years to the day, it sits on the back of your hand as you reach out to wipe a tear from his mother's eye.
She Is, We Are by Brittanie Maccarone. She is the mother. We are three girls who look like another. When you look at her, you don't see us. She is pale and fair, sunny locks and bright eyes. We are dark, with eyes and hair that run from chestnut to mahogany. She is short of stature, but strong and in charge. We are long and tall, but look to her. When you look at her, you don't see us, but look closer. She shares with us her Celtic heritage. We show red-tinted manes and faces smattered with freckles. She shares with each a different trait, a love of books, a fiery attitude, and a deep family desire. When you look at her, you don't see us, but we see her. We are everything she is. She is everything we are.
Afternoon Tea in the Nursing Home by Louise Colln. She asked for the pretty cup, its dainty blue flowers and curved handle with a tiny tail, the strainer inside that brews her tea, then lifts out, leaving room for heavy cream and sugar lumps. It dreams her back to things that never were. Wearing a gracious frock, she waits for afternoon guests. A lover bows low to kiss her hand. She forgets the things that were, the afternoon office meeting, business close, unhappy boss, hurrying home to defrost dinner for whichever members of her family could spare the time to eat together. She doesn't want her walker, only the pretty cup.
Mother's Day poem for Sarah Rhodes, 1900 to 1997, by S.R. Lee. One would not call her an athlete. Curls fluffed short over her head, slight pudge all over, not tall. Never saw her run for pleasure, catch a ball, take a hike. A comic swimmer, side strokes slow, head high out of water. But she loved a feisty horse who twisted and pawed as she stopped at the gate, firm in her saddle to chat with a neighbor. And with a rifle, she was so dead a shot as to be bored with the whole process. Crack, crack, 2 bull's eyes, then turned back inside the old cabin to cook breakfast on the little black iron stove. One winter of cold camping weekends before the iron stove was there, she baked biscuits in a Dutch oven, open-sided pyramid of tin, open side faces fire, tin reflects heat, while over the hearth's flames hung a pot of something bubbling hot. in the little old fireplace whose chimney did its best to hold up the cabin's western wall, sagged slightly inward. Wind-proofed inside by newspapers 20 years old and shot through here and there with bullet holes. Target practice or a joke by the bootleggers whose whiskey still across the road and up through the woods had been ordered off by her husband. She stopped leaving food supplies on the cabin shelves because bootleggers, followed by squirrels, climbed through the windows and took all. She could walk the rocky creek bed, open a gate from horseback, pick wild plums on the steep hillside, and build a fire with no paper and one match. But she wasn't an athlete at all.
Mother's Joy by VeerajaR. She overjoyed, relishing each syllable, when you first called, of purest love, only for her. She screamed running to you when you first tripped, tears wiped off you, folding within her. She prayed, fearing for you, when you first stepped away to school, bursting to pieces within her. She now aches, getting old and feeble, when you haven't time from the world for Mom, left with only love within her. She waits, hoping for the day when you'd come home from the world to warm the heart that beats for you.
Beaches of April by Nancy Fletcher Blume. Sand yellow, creamy as butter. Hanging fronds, green as chinaberry tea. Shading light afternoon sun. Skies clear blue, innocence of baby's eyes. White foam, frothed and warm. Azure water, blackened by depth. Rocks worn, jutted, watching. Time stands still with long lost love, a memory now belonging to the universe. Thank you for watching Poets from the Neighborhood. We hope you'll join us again soon.